Happy Wednesday. At least it's Wednesday when I'm posting this. Um, I'm Robin Rassett, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Minnesota right at the moment. Soon I'll be flying south with the other southern birds to go spend the rest of my winter in Florida. Anyways, so today I have a fun trifold card. It kind of reminds me of like a suit collar. You know, you slice off a little bit so you have that little white part showing on the top. And I'm going to be using the Zinnias, which is a retiring online exclusive set. So let's flip the camera and I'll show you how to do this card. So to begin with, to make our trifold card, we're going to have a base that is 5.5 by 11. So it's going to take a whole piece of cardstock, and then we're going to score it at 3 3/8 and 7 5/8. So to make our angles, we're going to cut both corners off on both of the folds. So we're going to begin by putting our score line at the cut mark and the top tip at the 1.5. And on my trimmer, that happens to be right where the edge is. So if your trimmer is different than the Stampin' Up! One, you'll need to find your 1.5 mark to put your tip at. And then we're just going to cut off that corner. So for our bottom corner, we're going to spin this tip up to the cut line, and this one, the bottom tip, over to the 1-inch mark. And then we're just going to cut that off. And that'll give us our angled corners. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm just going to show you, you can do this on either side of your trimmer. So you're going to put this score line on the cut line, and then find your 1.5. Oh, I have to find my 1.5. Okay, so here's the 1.5 mark. Maybe I'll find that first and then spin this. And then we'll do the same thing for the bottom. You're going to spin the tip, this tip that you just cut off, onto the cut line, and then the bottom tip is going to go to the 1-inch mark. And you're just going to cut that off. And that's our base. Now we have two pieces of DSP, and this is the Flowering Zinnias, which is, sadly to say, on the retiring list. It's been an online exclusive for a long time, so I wasn't surprised to see it get on the retiring list. Now, if you have a pattern that you need to go a certain direction, this one really doesn't. It's the polka dots on the one side and the flowers on the other. But you could actually put these together however you want them, or like this. I'm using one side of each. So this would be this direction, but they're going to be mirrored is what I'm trying to say. So your pattern has to match. So you're going to cut this the same way. And I did not cut these together the last time. We'll see if it works. So you're going to put your tip in the cut line, and then your other tip at 1.5. Oh, and did I mention this piece is actually, oh, let me measure it because I don't remember. This is 3 3¼ by 5¼ I'm going to cut these separately just because I'm scared. Okay, so tip in the cut line, this tip at 1.5. And then this tip in the cut line, and this one at the 1-inch mark. And it's usually best if you don't cut from that sharp tip, because it might tend to tear. So then I'm going to do the tip here and tip there. And again, we're going to do one that we just cut here and this one at 1 inch. So now they do not always line up exactly. So what we need to do next, I'm going to leave our trimmer here because we might still need it. I'm going to score our folds. And you'll notice they overlap. It makes me think of a formal shirt. I don't know why, but it does. And then we're going to put these on, let's see, I actually want this one here. Let's see. I think my trimmer is due for a new blade. It's getting a little fuzzy. Okay. We're just going to put this on here. And let's see how close it is. Oh yes, I definitely need a new blade in here. Look at all the fuzz. Okay. And it looks pretty darn close. I don't think I'm going to mess with it. I'm happy with it there. So that's just, but if it didn't line up perfectly, you could do a little trimming. Say you wanted like a little bit more edge, you could go back. This would be a really tight amount, but let's try it just to show you. And you just cut off a snip, and then you've got a little bit more around the edge. And let's find our liquid glue. Let's just go ahead and put this down. Okay, so then our second one, did I do that wrong? Oh, I did. And it's easy to get twisted around. Let me grab another piece. Okay, I have gone and cut another one in the correct direction. And now let's just let's adhere this down before I go any further. And let me just show you, now that I have it figured out again, if you want them to both be the same, right? You put them face to face when you cut them, because then you're going to cut off this edge like this, and it'll go both ways. This is our inside pieces now. If you want them to go like on the front, where they're opposite, then you stack them up both sides up. Sometimes my brain just doesn't go there. But on the inside, I want these to both go this way. So they're going to be mirrored. So I want to cut them both exactly the same. And I'm going to do these together. So we're going to put this tip right here and this one at the 1.5. Oops, I think I moved it. And then we'll go ahead and cut both layers at once. It's a little bit thick, but this way I know I'm going to get them the right direction. And then we're going to put this tip here and this one at the 1 inch. Make sure we still have them snugged in together. Now I think we're done with our trimmer, so let's just move this out of the way. So here's our inside. Let's see if I did it right. want to have, now you could either go wild with the flowers or you could go a little bit calmer with the green, but I'm going to go wild with the flowers. And for some strange reason, these look like they trimmed perfectly. Woohoo! That doesn't happen very often on camera. So we'll just add these in here. And again, this paper and stamp set are retiring, and I did not look this morning if they're still available, so they're only available while supplies last. So check it out if you want to get it. Oh, excuse me. And then I have just a plain white piece for the center. This is the inside. It is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I've chosen a greeting from the Unbounded Love because I kind of wanted this to be, I don't know if you'd call it a sympathy card because it's kind of bright, but you know, like when someone has something that's got them down. So I'm thinking of you and my heart goes out to you. And you do want to stamp that not up at the very top because you don't want it to stick out when the card is closed. And I'm just gonna put this down. So now to decorate our front, I have die cut some pieces from the die set here. So this flower has two different pieces to make the flower, and these are done in Melon Mambo. And there's 2 different pieces for the center of the flower. One's got like the little sparkly, I don't know what you call those things, the things where the messy pollen is at, and then the center. Now, there's also a leaf here that I'm going to use, and I have it already die cut to make this quicker. But of course, this is on a red rubber stamp, so it's a little bit tough to line up. So we're going to see how well this works. Not bad. Looks like I missed a little, but pretty darn close. So I really struggled putting these 2 layers together, and I'm not sure. I mean, my first instinct was to put the smaller one on top, but I found that when I put the larger one on top, my center kind of fit in there better. So it's up to you when you do yours, you know, what you think is best for lining it up. But I'm going to do mine with the big one on top and kind of play with it. I don't know if there's a perfect way to line these up or not. I haven't found it. So I'm just going to put a little glop of liquid glue on here. And then I can play with this a little bit more. There we go. And then if you want, you can of course curl these a little bit, or you could take a sponge and sponge the edges. We're just going to leave ours kind of plain. And then another dot, well, I should put that in there. Now I have to worry about glue. Okay, and then we'll put this here. And then we have our little, I don't know, our little pollen holders. And I'm just going to put a few dots on here because sometimes this liquid glue can get overwhelming, if you know what I mean. Now we're actually going to use the flower to hold the card shut. So it's going to sit up here, and I'm going to put, let's just put this on here so we know we have it in the right spot. Now you could also use a belly band on this card, but I like doing it this way instead. So then we're going to add our stem. And our leaves. And you could put your leaves, you know, anywhere you wanted them on here, but for some reason I wanted mine. Let's just open our card up while we do this. Ah! I didn't want to drop them, but like right here, coming down around my flower. So on this side, we are going to stamp, let's just put this out of the way, our large flowers, and we're going to pull back in our Memento ink because we're going to color them with Stampin' Blends. And I've cut this piece, oh, I can't remember, it's like maybe 2 3/4. I'll have it on my blog post. And then I left it big enough, tall enough, that I'm going to stamp my words but this sending flowers and thinking of you is long, and I want it to fit across here, so I'm just going to kind of go like this. So we're just going to cut out the sending flowers from that part, and then I'm going to ink up and thinking of you. So then I'm just going to cut those out with the scissors later. So I've stuck with the Melon Mambo colors for my flowers. So I'm just going to do all of the flowers in Melon Mambo. So then once you fill them all in with the light Melon Mambo, if you want, you can go back with the dark and add in some shadows. Then I've just got some dark daffodil. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of Winka Stella on these to give them a little sparkle. Now we'll come back with some old olive and do our stems and leaves. And then again, if you want to do some shading, and then once you have it colored to your satisfaction, you can go ahead and die cut it. So here is our die cut piece, and then we're just going to go and quickly trim around our words. And now we can just put this together. Let's see, let's close our card. And these are just going to go directly on. And then to finish it off, I've got some of the iridescent adhesive backed discs. That's kind of a mouthful, but I love these because they are so nice and flat. The mail lady doesn't get all cranked at me because I'm mucking up the system. So there we go. There is our fun trifold card. So hope you enjoyed this. If you need to purchase any of these supplies, just go to my website. And remember, if you're watching this on Wednesday when I'm posting it, that there is free shipping. And check out this retiring set and see if it's still there. Thanks for stopping by at the Roost. Hope you have a great day.